DJDUBL.
It's DJDUBL here, and today I'm sat down with an absolute legend in the building. You can see his name right above my head, right there. Man like Diztortion in the house.
What you saying? What you saying? Good?
Thanks for having me, bro. Like, we're sat in your studio today.
Today in my studio.
Very, very sick. It's nice to be in an environment where...
It's like that organized mess, you know what I mean? But we working.
A creative
Working.
space. So many hits made from this building, right?
It was actually in a different building. Like, I moved here like, what, a year ago?
Okay.
So this is like a fresh one, but yeah, there's a lot coming.
You brought the energy with you, though.
Yeah, no, definitely, man. This is the right building, trust me. Like, there's a lot of amazing producers in this building as well.
Yeah, there's some very dope
Yeah,
guys. I don't want to bait up the address, but yeah, there's
There's
a lot of
people.
very, very sick.
You could make your
creative people
album in this building.
Yeah,
It'll be
100%.
It'll be madness.
Yeah, definitely. You guys should have like a Friday night cypher or something. Just open all the doors,
You know
innit?
what? It's a good vibe, man. It's a good vibe in this building.
Definitely a good space to be in. You've got a very, very interesting background. You're from Suriname.
Yes.
Your dad's Chinese.
True that.
You were raised in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
And now you're in London.
Yeah.
Like,
if you say it like that,
It's like, well, you know what? The reason I brought that up is because I'm interested to know
yeah.
what music you were raised on, like what kind of stuff was played in the house and through your journey growing up. Because when I ask people this, you can kind of tell, you know, if they have Jamaican heritage, it's going to be one drop. You know, Beres Hammond, they're going to Dennis Brown, all of these. Bro, I honestly don't know what your answer is going to be.
Ooh. Well, I wasn't listening to Chinese music, I can tell you that for sure, you know what I mean? But in Suriname, we got different kind of music styles like Kaseko, and it's more drum based.
Okay.
Like a bit like almost slightly on an African kind of flex, but the rhythms are a little bit different.
Okay.
So very South American-y, because that's what
Sort of
Suriname
like
is.
salsa and merengue, that kind of stuff? Or?
As well, but it, find it hard to explain it. It's more like, you know, like if you would think of jungle and like tribes.
Okay.
Almost, you know what I mean? And just like, they would make like, their drums are made of like little pieces of wood and stuff, and you know what I mean? It's really sick. You should really look into that.
Is it very unique to Suriname, the music style? Like, is it, you can hear it and you know, like, that's the sound?
I will definitely know, you know what I mean? I would definitely know, like, okay, that's our music. But there's always similarities, you know, music, like, especially from those ends. Like, we have like a lot of reggae influences as well, and a bit of everything, to be honest. Suriname is a very multicultural country, so there's a lot of Chinese people, there's a lot of like Native Americans, Indians, Indonesian people. We got all types of people over there, and it's been blending for many decades. So the whole sound of the music is one big blend of everything.
Crazy.
Like the food, which you should definitely try, because that's the most banging food in
the food, yeah?
Bro, sorry to all the Jamaicans, man, but if you eat that Surinamese food, it's done. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, that rice and peas ain't going to top it. That jerk chicken ain't going to make it either.
You know you're going to start something with this,
Bro,
right?
I don't mind,
They're
bro.
going to come for you, bro.
I've spoken to many Jamaican people. They're like, nah, bro, that Surinamese food is different, because it's a blend from what everyone else is doing, and it's just mixed up.
Yeah.
It becomes a new dish.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man.
Amazing. I guess with a Chinese influence as well, like.
As well, all that stuff.
Oh,
I love
bro.
Jamaican food. Don't get it twisted. You know what I mean?
Yeah. How much of that influence have you brought through to what you do now as a producer?
Yeah, you know what? I think it's inside of me. Like the whole rhythms. The rhythms are here. You know what I mean? Like they're in my head. Like I just hear it, and I'm sure I use it in some certain way when I make the beats. But it's not really like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make like a Surinamese drum rhythm bass kind of beat or something. But I do think there's like the swing definitely comes from that. Yeah. So there's always this swing to the beat. Cause when I make a beat, like for the people that are into making music, I don't really quantize often. The quantizing is like if you play something on the keyboard and it's like off the rhythm,
slightly out,
then when you quantize it puts it back on the 1, 2, 3, 4. But I don't really do that.
Right.
So it's just
You
My
got
hands.
that rhythm
Yeah,
right
it's
there.
just the rhythm.
And that's crazy that you would tell me that, because that is a perfect segue to the next part of the conversation. And the reason is because when I interviewed Swizz Beatz, I asked him about that, quantizing, because the Rough Riders anthem
I feel like he doesn't do it either.
is a nightmare. The Rough Riders anthem is a nightmare to mix as a DJ.
Yeah.
Because as the first kick comes in, it's just slightly off.
It's
So I wanted to ask him about quantizing, and he said exactly the same thing. He said that he doesn't quantize any of his music.
No, I don't.
And the reason that's a perfect segue is because obviously I met you last night in person for the first time
Yeah, true,
at
yeah.
the Swizz Beatz
At the
show.
Swizz Beatz. That's all good. You know what I mean? Swizz Beatz a legend, man. Like
Yeah.
one of my big inspirations when I started off as well. So
Mhm.
big up Swizz Beatz, man. It was
Yeah.
good to see him in person. You know what I mean? Just like do his thing.
Last night I looked at what he was doing with his show, and he really pushed the boundaries with kind of hip hop, bringing in the orchestra and doing
Yeah.
that live stuff. And it did make me think, as I came away from the show, knowing that me and you were going to be sitting down today, you're not dissimilar. Like, you push the boundaries as well with your music in the way that you fuse different genres together, and just your entire sound, it's not like anything else.
Thanks, man.
So what I was going to ask, and now I know the answer, I know Swizz Beatz was one of your inspirations, but like, what other producers kind of do you look up to and have inspired you?
I've listened a lot to Timbaland. I've listened a lot to Pharrell. But then I listen a lot to Just Blaze or DJ Premier.
Okay.
Like, you know what I mean? I come from hip hop, man. You know what I mean? Jay Dilla didn't quantize. That's why when you listen to Jay Dilla,
Yeah.
it's this. You know what
It's
I mean?
just that, yeah.
Wave. It's a different wave. So I think the not quantizing, I got it from him, because the moment I quantize the beat, it's too, like, it's almost like Britney Spears can sing the song.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm just like, you know what? I've always listened to people that had like a different flavor. Like, I wasn't really like focusing on like, okay, how to make a good pop record. Let me listen to Dr. Luke or something. Like, it wasn't even there at the time, but it wouldn't inspire me. I think it's well put together, and that is amazing, because making a pop record is a whole different ball game, and you have to have skills for that as well. Your ears have to be really good for that. But it wasn't really where I saw myself. Even though I'm doing it,
Yeah.
it wasn't really at the time where I saw myself. I will always add some flavor to it that makes it me again. And it's risky sometimes, because if someone comes for a pop record, then you come for a pop record. But it's just not me, man. I want to listen to my music. I don't want to hear my music on radio like, oh, shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, those people were definitely a big influence. Just different, man. I just want to do different stuff. Just stuff that I like to hear. And if it's not there, I'm just gonna make it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm really happy that I managed to sit down with you now, because there was a time quite a few years ago, right? So I'll tell you a quick story. It was a few years ago. I was arranging an interview with an artist, a rapper that I'd come across, and things were just getting put in place. And his name was Perry Mystique.
Oh shit!
Right. And just as we were finalizing things, his managers actually hit me, and they were like, "Yo, basically, we can't do the interview right now. We're just putting the Perry Mystique project on the back burner.
Yeah.
He's going to focus on his production. He goes by the name of Diztortion,
Yeah.
and he's going to really just like focus on that for now."
Yeah,
So I was like, okay, right. And
Might
then
just drop the bomb here,
things started coming up, man.
Drop the bomb here,
And
dog.
yeah, it's crazy. Like, so I mean, first of all, I want to talk about the Perry Mystique, the Building Bridges mixtape.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's a chapter kind of before Distortion, really, I feel. So it might not be relevant to you now,
Yeah.
but for me, like, that's where you're saying, like, you used to listen to DJ Premier and stuff, like Building Bridges, the actual track
Yeah.
with all the cuts on there,
Fully that.
that's Premier, right?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, that
Fully
kind of real hip hop.
See,
So-
that's where I come from.
Right.
I mean, when I was young, I started rapping. You know what I mean? I'm from the Netherlands, so I didn't really want to rap Dutch. Like, I didn't think it was sounding right at the time. I was like, man, I need to do this English rapping, man. I was gonna do this Kanye West thing, you know what I mean? Just produce and rap and all that stuff. And I started off doing that. Starting off as being a rapper and a producer at the same time. I think that is a plus. Like, at some point I was like, you know what, this rapping thing, like, it might not be the one for me, you know, like, lyrically things were dope, grammar at the time. I was Dutch, you know what I mean, so I had to learn still. But I was like, you know what? Maybe just the production, man. You know what I mean? I love producing. I love them when other people would like do something on my record, and I can give them like a guideline, which is what I always do when I'm in session with artists. I always have guidelines. I have ideas of how the flow could go or something. Like I'm always hands on when they're writing. And for example, I know where the cuts need to be in the beat, where they would want their cuts without them saying it or without them even thinking of it. I know where the cuts need to be. I know where I would like to have the cuts. So I think it's a good thing that I started off as that, because I understand a rapper fully. When they're writing, or when they have a couple words too many and the flow doesn't fit, I can help them. Like, yo, no, it should be cha 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 cha. It's like, oh shit, yeah, dope. You know what I mean? And I think artists like it that I'm hands on, because it pushes them to another level to just get the song right. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Did you produce the beats on Building Bridges?
Yeah, I did all of them.
Sick. Yeah. What you did there is like, it's almost like worlds away from what you do as Diztortion.
100%. That's why I switched the name.
Right. Okay. So that's what I was gonna say. So is that why they're two separate entities?
Yeah. Like I'm not doing the whole Paramystique thing. Is like I was a younger guy, just like doing my thing. But like I had a switch. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna create something different now. I want to create a different kind of sound, and it doesn't make any sense to be the same guy, because it, like you said, it's a completely different thing. So I was like, you know, I don't want to confuse people with a brand. Yeah, because
you had a fan base as well with Paramystique, right? Yeah, in the Netherlands, right?
Like, yeah, in the Netherlands, definitely. I had a couple people definitely checking my stuff. But even there, I was producing more at some point, and the name got bigger off the production. And that's when I was like, you know what? Maybe I'm focusing on the wrong thing, man. Like, sometimes we as humans, we have this vision, and we just want to be this. And it happens to songwriters as well. Very often I see that. Like, they want to be the artist so bad, but you're such a bad songwriter. And maybe the artist thing isn't for you, because being an artist is not just having the talent. It's likability. Yeah. And you cannot create likability. People just need to like you. And some people just don't want to see you, you know what I mean, being the singer or the artist. So go write songs. You can write the biggest hits ever. Yeah. Now you can have 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe even 10 songs out at the same time. You see what I mean? With different artists. So I was like, you know, maybe this is my lane. I can write. I'll write with people. I'll write for people. And I produce. It's all good, man.
Seems to be working out, bro. The plaques are on the wall.
I got a few coming still, but I need to replace them still.
Replace? Nah, just add more wall space.
No, I need to replace them, because Festus Skank is gold now. It's going platinum, like, hopefully.
Oh, right. Okay, wow.
So, and the Sigma one is going gold as well, so I need to change
amazing.
that as well.
I see. So they need upgrading.
Upgrading, bro. I don't even know where they are now. I should have had them long time ago, but these labels are funny with the plaques sometimes. I swear to God, bro. You know, they don't care. They want this collector. They don't care.
What was your breakthrough moment as Diztortion, the producer?
You know what? The moment I started Diztortion, I already felt like, you know what? It felt right. It felt correct. I did a couple remixes, and the response was good. And then Stylo came to the studio one day, and I was like, yo, what you got? I said, well, I got a couple bits here. Played him some, and he was like, yo, this is dope. Can you make something like this for me? I was like, yeah. But I only had, I think I had 2 hours in the studio, because I was just renting the studio of someone, and someone else was going to come in. So at 2 hours, I was like, it's going to be hard to make a record for you right now. He's like, I'm going to just start something, man. I'll just freestyle to it. And he started something. And I started something, and he freestyled to it. Took it home. Headphones on. Try to structure it, make it a song. I was like, it's not enough lyrics. But you know what? Let's just make a drop or something. Let's just do a crazy drop. And maybe that will be enough. And send it to my manager, and he was like, bro, this is mad. And that was Soundbwoy. Yeah, that was exactly. I didn't have enough lyrics, so I just
right, okay. So that makes sense why it's such a short record as well.
Yeah, it's a short
record. It's like 2 minutes, 20 seconds or something mad, isn't it? It's like,
and I just made it a song. And it charted.
And that was the one. Went to number 18, right? 18, top 20. Yeah, which I believe was Stylo's first top 20 as well.
Yeah, it was his first charting record as well.
But so
both of us. So I was like, okay, Wow.
An incredible moment. Big up Stylo for that.
Yeah,
I've got an
Stylo's a
amazing
beast.
dub plate that he did for me off that one as well. It's great.
Stylo's a beast with the dub plates.
Yeah, definitely, man. Something that really fascinates me about what you do is you can take someone like Stylo G. Really, Soundbwoy is like an EDM song. It's got that dub bass line, that reggae sound, and the tempo as well. But if you break it down, it's an EDM song, really. If you do you know what I mean? If you break down the sounds, you could change the tempo and use the same instruments for an EDM record.
You're a producer, yeah?
I can just see how I'm not quite a producer. I'm not coming for you, don't worry. But I think it's very interesting how you're able to do that, bring Stylo G onto a record, but still make him sound like Stylo G. And it doesn't sound like, okay, well, let's try and do this to reach in the charts. Lethal Bizzle with Festa Skank, with Wobble, with Flex. Do you know what I mean? All of this stuff, you managed to make a new sound for the artist without changing them.
You know, it's like the one thing that I do when I'm in the studio, I don't make songs for chart. Like, I'm not trying to make a hit. I'm trying to have fun in the studio. I'm just trying to have fun and just have a good time. Like, the moment you start thinking, oh man, I need to make a hit now, I think that's when the magic goes, because you overthink what you're doing. Just do what you always do, man. Just have fun. That's why my studio is always, I don't like big studios. I don't like these big bougie studios with big desks and stuff. I don't like that. I like my studio to look like, not my bedroom, but like a little living room kind of area. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to feel at home. So there's no pressure of, oh yeah, man, I need to make a hit now. We in a big studio. Sometimes when you work with different kind of artists, like for example, I work with like Lil Mix, and they just rent out this big studio. I'm not even comfortable in that studio. I'm just like, I don't need it. I don't need all this. None of you producers coming in these big studios, none of you need this stuff. All you do is play with the master volume. You know what I mean? You put the aux in there, master volume. I don't even need this stuff, man. Like, just connect the microphone to my laptop and let's go. I don't really make music for chart. And if you listen to the songs that have charted, they're not like chart records, to be honest. Festa Skank's not like a song that's like, oh yeah, man, that's an instant hit. Even though it sounds like it now. But
now, listening to it now, it does. But just because I've played it in the club, so I know even now I can play it. It's
crazy, right?
It's one of the records that as a DJ you can reach for if things are getting a bit flat, and you need, like, no matter what the crowd as well, if you need to get them moving again, you can draw for Festa Skank.
That's so crazy, man. Like, when we made the song, I always felt like it was something special, but I never knew it was gonna reach this far. Like, Festa Skank is like almost like a classic now. You know what I mean? If not, it is
definitely.
A classic, you know what I mean? It's just there. We'll be playing that in 2 years' time still. You know what I mean? So every time I see the response, when I go out, I always hear Festa Skank. I didn't hear it yesterday, but I always hear Festa Skank. It's crazy, and the response is crazy. People still like fully singing it. It's not like, oh, this is old, man, don't play that. It's just Festa Skank was a blessing. That was a crazy moment.
I loved the Instagram post you put up, actually breaking down how you made it.
How to make the beat.
And so you're talking in the mic, killing with it, and you pitch it up, and that's the sample there, and then the drum pattern and stuff. But then seeing Bizzle in the studio reacting to it, then onto the festival state, like, just seeing that,
swag,
bro.
I forgot I posted that.
That's an amazing post,
it's
man.
It's crazy, right? That's how it started. To see where a song can go, and where a song travels to, and how many people it can reach. Like, this is also why I'm always very careful about, like, the message that music has, because yes, we didn't come in this game to be role models. I didn't come in this game to be a role model. I'm probably an inspiration to people, which I'm blessed with, that can inspire people. But watch what you say, man, on a record, because there's young people out there, and they will take that stuff very serious, and they're gonna try to live that, and like, a lot of people glamorizing things that shouldn't be glamorized, because there's always another side to everything. So yeah, if that's your story, that's your story, but please tell the people as well where it can lead to if things go wrong. But I think it's important to do that, because young kids are listening to your stuff, and they try to be you, not the you as the rapper that is out there now and making legit money. They try to be the old you.
And the one that you're rapping about.
You know what I mean? And it's not the one, man. Just like you rap your life, obviously, like that's you, but be aware and make people aware that that is not really what you should be doing. Like if you don't have to do it, don't do it, man, because you can be someone else. Like the streets are cold, man. You know what I mean? There's no respect or ain't no loyalty, man. It's crazy out there.
No.
So yeah, that's definitely a message I want to put out there, man. Just say what you need to say on the record and talk your story, but make sure that people are aware of how it can go as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why most of my records, obviously you'll hear bits and bobs, but because I can't control what people are saying, but yeah, man, just make sure that people get that other message as well. It's important.
That's what I like about what you and Bizzle do, because obviously, like, Bizzle's in a different tax bracket now. Do you know what I mean? So he's making party music because that's what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's living a party, man.
Yeah.
Like, you watch that guy's snap or his Insta story. The guy's
crazy.
life is
His
just a
life is
massive
crazy.
party, man. Like,
His life is
so that's
different.
where I like it, because what you guys are doing, it works in the clubs and it's not greasy. It's us. I can quite happily play to my son,
Sick.
and we don't need radio edits too much. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's very dope, man. What you guys are doing. Was
Love for that,
is
man.
Festa Skank your biggest song to date? Like, most successful? Would you say?
No, it's Sean Paul featuring Dave Guetta and Becky G, Mad Love.
Oh, okay, right, yeah.
That's the biggest one.
Right.
Yeah, that's the biggest one. But like obviously a lot of people don't know that was involved in that because it doesn't say distortion or
Yeah,
whatever.
you
know
left
what I mean?
you left the tag
It
out.
didn't say distortion or anything. It was like there was a lot. They played a lot with the production as well afterwards. So, but yeah, that's numbers wise. That is the biggest record up to date.
How much is that up to now?
I think it's Spotify. It's 200 million streams, over 200 million streams now.
Wow.
Spotify. Yeah, it's going crazy. That one's going crazy, and it's only been out for 5 months, 6 months, or something like that. So
Yeah.
it's really going crazy. But for me, achievement as Distortion and adding to the game and the industry, I think Festa Skank. Because
Adding to Bizzle's career as well, man. I really think that kind of...
we added to each other's career, man. Like I think that was a moment for the whole game. We was all doing what's it called, a grime.
Yeah.
Everyone's on grime because right before that we dropped Rari Workout. Like everything was grime, and we had Festa Skank for a year already. It was just lying there, just like cool, but it's not the time to release it. And at some point we saw like, okay, everyone's doing grime now. And I felt like people got a bit tired of it. Like, there's too much. I was like, we need something else. And then we just dropped Festa Skank and it got accepted. You know what I mean?
That's so much patience went into that as well. If you're sat on it for a year,
Yeah, man,
knowing that
trust
it's
me.
a good record. And also, not to mention the risk at a time when everyone is on 70
Yeah.
BPM. Because you might drop that. And as a club DJ, if I'm doing a lot of 70 BPM,
Yeah.
I can't jump up to 107
Yeah.
like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I can't go into 107 BPM just like that. It's
You're going to have to have,
That's a risk, man. But it paid off, definitely.
You're gonna have
Something-
to have a transition.
Something you guys did this year, which I thought was amazing but massively slept on, was the Flex remix.
Flex. Yeah.
Flex did well. Excuse me. Flex is still obviously another one that's working in the clubs.
Yeah.
But the remix, man, like, I just feel like people didn't really pay attention.
I don't know what happened to, but that's the game, bro. You know what I mean? The game goes, especially with Spotify right now. Like the game goes so fast. Like sometimes people just miss it.
Yeah,
And
skip over it.
There's a lot. It's happening to all of us, man. Like unless you're like Beyonce or something, you know what I mean? But
Even then, the album with Jay-Z
oh, yeah, that one didn't. I didn't.
sort of came and went,
Yeah, it's
really. Like, they dropped it as a
Yeah.
surprise, and for a few days it was the conversation, but then it wasn't.
That's crazy.
Do you know what I mean? So
Let's
even Beyonce and Jay-Z are suffering from it,
see what
bro.
I mean? Like the scene is so fast, so I wasn't even surprised that happened. Like it came out quite late after Flex came out as well. So just keep it moving. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Next. Like when I release a song, when a song that I do gets released, I don't really pay attention to it. Like I'll post it, but I'm not just gonna keep going. It's a little moment, and then I'm like, you know what? I have to get back. Go to the next one.
Do you ever go and like check the numbers, check the streaming figures and stuff?
Yeah, I do check the numbers. Yeah, but I don't. The first few days, and then at some point I just stop. It's like, you know what? This is not in my control, because it makes you paranoid sometimes, man. It's like, man, these people don't hear this song, man. They don't hear this song. What can I do for them to hear the song, man? It's just,
Yeah.
you're gonna put your energy in the wrong things, and sometimes it might demotivate people as well.
Right.
Be like, oh man, maybe this music thing is not for me. Nah, it just didn't connect. Next one.
Move on to the next.
Next one.
And then when it does, like we were saying off camera earlier,
Yeah.
when it does, the back catalogue then gets the
You know what I
love.
mean? And people start looking at the old stuff and like, oh shit, yeah, that too. That was dope. That was dope. That was dope. That's how it goes.
Yeah.
Just next one. If you know it, if you know the song is dope, don't worry about it. The right people will hear it in time.
Yeah.
Next one. Next. As long as you stand behind your product. Next.
Yeah.
The worst thing is to release a song that's been A&R the shit out of. Yeah. And then you don't even like the song anymore, but you release it because everyone's saying it's the shit. And then the song comes out and it does nothing.
Doesn't connect.
I would cry.
Yeah.
That's when you feel like effed. While if you make a song and you really feel it and you're like, man, I love this record, man. I don't care, man. Even if all the streams are mine, you know what I mean? Like, even if it's all my streams, you know what I mean? I mean, I listen to my tunes, bro. I listen to my tunes all the time.
Yeah.
Right, 80% of the music
though,
that I listen to is my own music.
That's important. That shows that
outside
you're
of the
making
studio.
music you like,
Yeah,
which is
bro,
what matters.
I just want to make what I love. Like, oh shit.
Yeah.
It's above, you know what I mean? It's above here, man.
So many producers are really shining through right now,
Yeah.
especially in comparison to even just 5 years ago.
Yeah. It's a lot
So like Steel Bangles, ADP, even Jules. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Rude Kid, Z Dot.
Yeah.
These are all guys that they're getting their name is known
yeah, 100%.
outside of the industry, like
yeah.
just day-to-day people,
Yeah, 100%.
yourself included, Distortion. So with that in mind, it feels like this could be a really good time to get a Distortion album.
Hey, I'm dropping something very soon, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm dropping something very soon.
Talk to me. Let's cryptic this.
You'll see it. It's coming. No, I'm shooting the video next week.
Okay.
Shooting the video next week. It's got this tune coming out with Lethal Bizzle and Malik Berry. It's
Dope combination.
it's mad. Personally,
Yeah.
it'll be good for you. You'll love it.
Yeah.
You're a DJ.
Well, yeah, exactly. And you know,
You're
I'm a
DJ,
Malik
you know
fan.
what I mean?
I'm a Lethal
You'll
Bizzle
love it,
fan.
bro.
I'm a Distortion fan.
Yeah,
So you can't go wrong.
If you want a song that's gonna like push your set back up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It'll definitely be the song.
Okay.
100%. Like, I love making music for. I just want to dance to it, man. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I can make a ballad and it's all cool, but I just need to have a vibe, man. Like, if I put on my little Distortion playlist or something when I'm at home, just need to see my son dance. Like, hey,
Yes.
hey, you don't stop dancing. It'll keep dancing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So we've got the single coming.
Yeah.
And is this leading towards like a bigger project, or are you just like
I'm
working
just-
on singles
I'm
right
just, I'm just dropping songs, to be honest. Like, right now, I'm just dropping songs. I'm not really thinking about a project yet. Like, I'm just gonna drop tunes for everyone, and if it feels like, oh, you know what, now I need to do an album or something, then I'll do an album. But right now, I don't really feel like it's album time for me.
right?
Yeah.
You've done so many different sounds, so many types of stuff, from Soundbwoy to Festa Skank. You even made like a drum and bass record.
Yeah.
When you were playing about with all these different sounds, have you ever struggled to fit into a certain landscape or genre? Just for example, the drum and bass scene
Mm-hmm.
is very clicky,
Very.
and
tricky.
they have a lot of quality control over what they do. They don't let just anyone in.
True that.
I can't make a drum and bass tune tomorrow and have Signa co-sign it.
Ah,
Do you know what I mean? Like,
can't
it
do
is.
either. Like, it's. I can't do it either, to be honest.
But you did.
Yeah, I did it with Sigma.
Yeah.
Because I was already involved in the Sigma project when
Right.
from the get-go I was involved.
Okay.
But like, as a drum and bass producer, I don't believe that I could be. I wouldn't be accepted that easily. Like, these
Right.
guys put in years, man,
Yeah.
to get where they are today. I can't just come in and be like, hey, I'm a drum and bass producer now. Let's
You did
go.
it well though. It was I'll Be There. That was the name of the record.
I'll be there, yeah. I'll be there.
and that was a good,
that was my record, yeah.
And so that was a certifiable. You wouldn't listen to it and be like, "Oh, this is made by someone who doesn't make drum and bass."
I'm a sponge, man. Like, if I see people do it, I can most of the time do it as well. I just need to see you do it. Like, to make drum and bass, I don't, and I love the drum and bass scene. I don't find it hard to make drum and bass music,
Right.
but to be accepted is a different thing. You know what I mean? And I don't feel like I'm getting accepted in that end of the scene.
Like I said, man,
that's all good.
it's
you know
very
what I mean?
clicky, isn't it? It's very
Yeah.
like Very
It
clicky.
is. I like the guys, man. Like I fuck a lot with Sigma. Sigma's dope. You know what I mean? But SAS, all these guys, they cool guys, man. But like it's not my scene, to be honest. Like I love it, and if I haven't been to a rave like that in ages, but it's quite of a wave. But
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
stay
yeah.
in that for too long either, man. You know what I mean? It's not for me, man. It's like going to like a hardcore dance thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I'm not the pill popping guy. You know what I mean? So
Nah, innit? Yeah, you
it's
definitely
not-
need
it's
that
not for
extra
me.
feel to
Trust me,
stay
bro.
doing that tempo for like 8 hours straight.
I'm
Oh,
saying,
bro, yeah. Nah, it's not me either. But I mean, I guess you've kind of just carved your own lane with your own sounds and creating what you do.
I'm trying, man. But the thing with that is that sometimes, like, if you do your own thing and you create your own lane, people find it hard to fit you in, because end of the day, a lot of people are sheep, and they just want to like, oh yeah, man, this is like, it sounds like, but when it sounds like nothing, it's just like, okay, wait, what Spotify playlist we putting this in? Like, it's not
Yeah,
Afro, it's not dancehall, it's not reggaeton. Like, where we putting this? Where we putting this? Like, it's not easy, but I guess that's just me. You know what I mean? I just like doing my own kind of wave, and people come to me for it,
Yeah,
and I get respected for it. You know what I mean?
definitely.
So I just keep doing my shit. You know what I mean? If people like it, they like it. And if they don't, then you're just going to have to wait for the next one. And hopefully you like that one.
What's your favorite Distortion record?
Ooh. Damn. It's probably not out yet.
It's not out yet.
Nah, it's not
So
out
how
yet.
many songs are you sitting on? Like, I mean, you must practically live here and just
Yeah.
build.
You know what? Like, let me put it this way. The Sean Paul record, yeah, Mad Love, I made that 4 years before it came out.
Right.
So I've been building records. I almost build a record every day.
Yeah.
And if not, I'll do 3-4 beats. So I don't even know how many songs I'm sitting on, but I'm sitting on so many records, and so much is still yet to come out. And sometimes you make a record and it just sits there, and then one day it finds a home,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden it comes out.
That's crazy. So
It's
your
mad.
biggest record to date,
Yeah.
you were just sat on. So you were sat on the instrumental, right?
No, we had a whole song.
The
Yeah,
finished
We
song.
had a song, and then Guetta heard the song, and he's like, man, I want to use it. And then they changed production here, there, and then they took the verses out,
Uh-huh.
and then they left the chorus in, and that's how it went. And the chorus stayed.
Right.
So Becky G sang the chorus. Then it was Shakira, but then they put Becky G on it, and just to think about it, like, that was 4 years ago, bro. We got so many records.
Yeah.
Don't throw away your songs, man, because
Just
you
hold on
never
to
know. Yeah,
everything.
you never know where it's gonna go,
Going back to you just saying, so David Guetta heard the record. How
Yeah.
did he hear it?
bro. I don't even know that, bro. I need to ask him. I forgot to ask him when I saw him last time. I need to ask him how he heard the record. I have no idea,
Yeah.
to be honest. Like, I don't know. I just got an email like, yo, loving the record, blah blah. I'm like,
From him.
yeah. I was like, raw. Like, it was via my management,
Right.
and I was like, okay, all right. Wasn't expecting that. Where's that coming from? But I was like, you know what? This song's been sitting here, man. Like, I would love you to do something with it. So
Yeah.
man,
Funny how things work out,
trust
man.
me.
Other songs you made like this year, I've got a little list. Obviously, we spoke about Flex.
Yeah.
Bizzle's latest one, Lessons. I mean, you guys obviously just work incredibly together. There's a dope one that I like, Mic Lowrey, Tesla.
Yeah, I love
Different
that.
sounding.
I love that.
It's kind of, it's like a different sound to what I'd expect from you.
Man. Like Mic Lowrey, I've been a fan of Mic Lowrey because I feel like in this industry, man, like, you know, like especially when you got these groups like boy band, kind of, can I call it that? Boy band, girl bands and stuff. Like, when it comes to harmonies and stuff, man, I used to love Boys to Men and, you know, them people. And it's not really there anymore, man. It's so auto-tuned right now. And, you know, I mean, I have nothing
Yeah.
against it. I do that shit too. But it was good to hear, like, the real harmonies and, like, you know, the untouched art. And I was like, man, I need to work with these guys. But I want them to do my shit.
Right, yeah.
You know what I
yeah.
mean? So,
Bring them into your
you
world.
know what I mean? So they came to the studio and we just banged out the tune. It was the first record we made. It was the first record we made. I was like, you know what, this is a wave, man. And
Tesla.
Yeah, Tesla. I love that record, man. I play it every day.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like
love
it
that
too.
record. It's different. It's still up tempo. You know what I mean? It's getting received well. It's good. It's
Yeah,
good.
another one that surprised me actually when I found out it was made by you, but a good surprise. CRB check,
CRB check. Hey,
bro. I didn't even clock.
serious.
Like, first time I heard it, I didn't
Yeah,
realize.
because the distortion tag
'Cause
to
you
the
didn't-
end.
I'm always used to hearing like the tag.
Yeah, because
right at
I
the
couldn't
start or
put it
just
at the
before the
front
drop.
because no start. I got the.
Yeah,
it
yeah,
starts
yeah.
instantly, which is probably annoying for you to play in the club.
Right, so that was. I mean, that was another surprise.
Big up Io. Io was involved in that production as well.
Right,
I mean, Io's a mad producer as well. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
So
very
yeah, we did it
overlooked, I
together.
think.
now he's coming, man. Don't worry about that. He's coming. He's in the building as well.
Yeah.
doing
I was in
what he-
here as well. Yeah,
yeah,
Oh,
bro.
mad.
Everyone here.
Yeah,
You know what I mean, it's,
everyone's here. I need
everyone
to
here.
get an office here, man. Like,
Trust me, bro. It's hard.
just set up a couch and just have like a production line of interviews
you know
going
what
on.
I love. You know what I love about this building? That it's a friendly competition. We always walk into each other's rooms,
Yeah,
and you just hear madness. We got Levi Lennox, Alan Sampson, ADP, Ill Blue, Joe Garrett, IO, TSB is here a lot. Like all these people come in and out. Nige is here all the time. Like there's all these guys coming in. And you just go into the room and I'm like, raw, that is dope.
yeah,
Like even Savak is coming in and out and stuff. It's cool, man. It's good to hear other people's stuff. It's inspiring. Like, you know, man, I have to step up my game, man. This shit
Yeah,
is
yeah,
hard.
yeah.
This is hard. I need to step up my game. You go back to you're about to leave and you just walk into someone else's room. It's like, what do you do today, man? You know what? I'm not leaving. I'm going
Yeah, I'll
to my
come back
room
in
now.
here.
Let's get that. Yeah, that's good.
Who would be your ultimate collaboration, like dead or alive, anyone ever on a distortion beat?
Wow, good question. Yeah, everyone would say Michael Jackson probably. You know what I mean? I would love to have a Michael Jackson song to see our distortion Michael Jackson. Like you guys probably think Festa Skank and stuff, but like, I would do a whole different thing. Like, I got so many sides to me, man, but people haven't heard it yet. So that's all coming. Like I got so many different sides to me, but I would have loved to do that, man.
MJ and distortion.
But then I love Kanye, man.
Yeah,
I love Kanye. I just want to feel his energy in the studio, see what he's like. He
yeah.
must be a madman in the studio.
I can imagine, bro. Tell me about one beat that you heard in the last year that you kind of think, oh, I wish I'd made that.
Sometimes I hear things, I was like, man, that could have been me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But just off the dome like that, the Tiger beat, man, Taste.
Okay, yeah.
Man, I love that beat, man.
Yeah, that bangs in the club
beat
as well.
is hard. When I heard it, I was like, raw. And it's so simple. And it's not even the most complicated beat, but it's just one of those. I love beats that you can loop and you don't have to add nothing to it. It just stays exciting. Festa Skank.
Yeah. But that's the thing.
One
If you look historically, some of the most successful tunes
Just a loop.
are so simplistic. Like, drop it like it's hot.
Simplicity's everything.
Mims, this is why I'm hot. Like, even bring it to Festa Skank. Do you know what I mean? It's just
It's
not many
simple.
layers to it, but it's just,
That's what I'm saying. Like the simplest songs are the best, man.
yeah.
To me. You know what I mean? Like I love simplicity because you know what? It's the hardest thing to do. Like I can make a song with 1 million sounds and will cover up everything that is missing.
Uh-huh.
But use 6 sounds. Just 6. And make the beat. See if it works.
See
See
what
if
you
it
can do
works.
with
You
it.
know what I mean? Festa Skank. You know what I mean?
That should be a rule, man. Like,
6 sounds.
yeah.
That's it. Let's
the
go.
6 sound challenge. Let's
Yeah.
start
The
something
6
now.
sound challenge.
You think
Yay!
you're a bad man producer?
6 sounds. Let's
6
go.
sounds. The download pack's in the description.
Hey!
6 drum sounds.
That sounds
Yeah.
like what they used to do at, what was that, Jump Off? Do you remember
Oh
Jump
yeah,
Off?
yeah,
They
yeah.
used
So
to
they
do
used
that.
to make the beat. The
Yeah,
producer
man.
clash. I never saw it live, but
Nah,
I
I
saw
saw
a
it
couple
live,
videos.
man. I always wanted to do it. I was like, I want to do this thing, man.
Yeah,
I would have loved to do this thing.
bro, you bury some people now.
I don't
man.
know though, because it's hard because you have this engineer guy that's doing it for you.
Yeah,
But I'm not really that kind of, like, I like to be hands-on, so I don't know how I would do it. But when I make beats, it goes fast. Like, if the beat's not there in 5 minutes, we move to the next thing.
really.
Yeah.
You actually like.
Yeah,
So if you haven't got it,
it goes real fast. Like, I'll probably talk for 2 hours, 3 hours. We just talk trash. Might watch a movie or something, you know what I mean? And then
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, cool. You know what? Let's go. It just needs to hit me. As long as it's not hitting me, the session hasn't started. We just like talk shit.
Yeah, so that's just you and the artist.
Yeah,
so obviously, I know you like to do things face to face. You're not a email the beat over kind of guy. You just start from scratch with the session, right?
How do you know that?
I know everything, bro.
That's me. I don't send out beats. I don't do it. Like, oh, bro, you need to send. I said, nah, man, I ain't doing that. Cause I wanna tailor the beat. I wanna make it for the artist. I want to be sure that's why when I make a song for artists, often the first song and maybe even the only song is gonna be the single. I don't think I have any record with Lethal in this computer right now. People think me and Lethal in the studio cooking up all the time. We don't. He comes to the studio, we'll make one record, that's the single.
And it goes out.
That's it.
Wow.
That's how we do it. I have one because we made Flex on the same day as another song. And I said, okay, bro, this one's mine. Like, you pick one. And he picked Flex. I was like, all right, cool. Say no more.
Was that the one you wanted?
No. I didn't want Flex. I wanted the other one.
Right, yeah.
Because it was like, Flex was done. So he finished Flex and the other one was still half. So I was like, nah, man. I already saw the vision of the other one. So, yeah, man. I went for the
and is that the one that's coming with Malik now?
That's the one that's coming.
Exciting times.
They went on a private plane to Amsterdam because I was in Dam to finish the tune. It's mad.
Yeah.
Lethal's crazy, man. He's a crazy guy.
What's the aspiration for you now? Obviously, we've spoken about the plaques on the wall, and they need upgrading. Like, things are going so well for you right now that the plaques on the wall are out of date. Do you know what I mean? Do you know how sick that is, bro? I think that's incredible. When you're done with these ones as well, I'll give you my address, man. You can ship them over for me. I haven't got any plaques yet. Where do you look to be now? Like, what haven't you achieved?
Oh, man, there's so much stuff I still want to do, man. Eventually, I would want to have my own label.
Okay.
Like, but I'm still trying to think of how would I do it. Like, I know how to set up a label, obviously, but I don't just want to set up a label like everyone, like, all right, man, I got my own record label. Nah, if I do it, it has to be Timberland stuff. Like, right. I need the right artist for it.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to develop some artists. Like, I've given so many people sounds, new sounds, and they're running with it. And that's dope. But if I have someone to develop from scratch, it's gonna be a monster. It's gonna be completely different. You know what I mean?
Create a beast.
You know what I mean? So that's what I really would love to do. And music studios, man. I would love to have my own music studios, like how you have other studios. I would love to have Distortion music studios where I can develop engineers and do great vocal production and all that kind of stuff, because I think that's really, like, often that's quite poor in the record. Like, me as a producer, like, a listener wouldn't probably hear it, but as a producer, like, I hear a lot of things that's like,
bro, there's been like probably 4 or 5 massive records this year that haven't been mixed properly.
Yeah.
And as a club DJ, I can even hear that. I play that in the club. I'm just like even, and I'm talking about big artists, Drake. Yeah. I'm talking about Drake. I'm talking about like even ASAP and Skepta. Praise the Lord. It's not mixed properly. Do you know what I mean? So I see what you mean. Like, that is a factor that's missing, definitely.
Like, I would love to have that. Like, to have a few Distortion studios where you just know you guarantee get like something really good. And I think that's important. You know what I mean? I just want you just have to keep upgrading the game, man. You know, just keep upgrading the game. It's all good to just do your thing, but let's try it. Get up there to just push it. Like, I always want to push to a next level. Like, I'm never comfortable. Like, okay, man, we good now. You know what I mean? I want to have something. The next step.
Present.
Yeah, of course. It's important.
Sick.
So all that stuff, publishing, all that stuff, I want to get all that. I just want to give people a chance. I want to give people a chance. Like, I've found so many. It's back in the Netherlands. I found so many artists that are massive right now, from the bottom. You know what I mean? They're massive right now. They're killing it. They stream more than any
the
UK.
Dutch scene is incredible.
Any
man.
UK grime artist. You know what I mean? They killing it right now. And I found a lot of them, even producers. So I definitely have the ear and the ear for it. I just want to do it right this time. Like, I never signed any of these people. I just like help them, and we just. But now I just want to develop something properly and that's something I want to do. But I'm still on my distortion thing. So right now I don't really want to focus too much on that, unless something really crosses my path and it's like, yo, that's hard.
Bro, it's been a pleasure, man. Thanks so
mad
much
love,
for the
man.
time, bringing us into
I
the
enjoyed
lab.
the interview. Yeah, man. Gotta cook up some stuff, man.
Definitely. We're gonna start working on our album now. Start
Done
working on
now.
the
Let's
single
go.
now. Yeah.
Let's go. Maybe I'll develop you.
Yes, let's do it. I think I could do with some Lethal Bizzle money. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh shit.
It's DJ Double here with Distortion.
Yeah.